All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Thursday night. Knicks and Heat kick off the first of three of a pivotal matchup for the battle of the 6 and 7 seed supremacy, man. Knicks coming into this thing shorthanded. No Jalen Brunson. The floor general missed this game with a non-COVID related illness. So it was up to Julius and RJ to lead the way. And it wasn't pretty, but they were able to skate it through, man. Knicks coming into this thing. Julius, RJ doing what they needed to do. Knicks bench coming together at the right time, but the Heat would not go quietly into the night. A 19-2 Heat run brings the Heat right into this. And just when you thought this thing was over in the fourth quarter, it's never over because it's a cardiac Knick affair. And the Knicks go stumbling and bumbling to the finish line. But at the end of the day, they were able to weather the storm, no pun intended, and outlast the Heat, man. 106-104. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KFTV postgame live presented by Manscaped. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaros on the ones and twos. Another one to take just a couple more years off your life. It's another game that makes you question why. Why
That's a fact.
am I so damn loyal to this team? Why does this team give me so much grief? And why can this team never make it easy? You got the
Anxiety.
Heat. The anxiety. Cardiac Knick affair. That's how we like it here in New York. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We got to sweat this thing out. We got to give the other team, make the other team feel like they have a chance. And give the people in attendance some entertainment to go home and talk about. As I said, no Brunson. So it was up to Julius and RJ to really generate offense, get the guys going. You had quickly starting at the point. And you're facing a stingy Heat defense. They're very aggressive. They like to play a lot of matchup zone. They're blitzing the pick and roll. They're damn near double teaming everybody. Very, very aggressive. So I thought this was a good, not a measuring stick, but good experience for the Knicks who don't handle pressure well, who don't handle the zone well. This was a good experience, a good test for them for 48 minutes to see how they would respond. And I thought it was a mixed bag. I thought in the first quarter, they were able to handle it very well. They were patient. They were making the Heat work. They were moving the ball around, finding the open man. Obviously, with an aggressive defense, somebody's got to be open. I thought Julius and RJ were doing a fairly decent job there in the first. But I thought as the game went on, they kind of wore down a little bit. Attrition kind of set in. More turnovers kicking up, especially in that third quarter. You know, Julius kind of turned the ball over. He looked like he was a little bit spent. So it was a mixed bag. But in the fourth, let's take this thing to the fourth quarter. Because with 52 seconds left and the Knicks clinging to a 3-point lead, all we got to do is inbound the ball, right? Inbound the ball, run some clock. No. You have RJ who airmails it over Julius's head and into the hands of Bam Adebayo. Bam gets fouled. It's both of his free throws. Knicks are up by one. Next possession, they get a nice play. RJ passes it out of the double team, gets it to Julius. Julius sees Quentin Grimes wide open on the elbow three, gets it to Grimes. We're looking for Grimes to hit the without with a wide open three, knocks it down. Knicks take a 4-point lead. Then on the next possession, the Heat miss. Then RJ turns it over again and throws it up in the air. And Hero gets the ball. Luckily enough, the Heat aren't able to score there. And so you're thinking, okay, just a couple of turnovers, we're out of it. Nope. Because after that, they give it to Julius, who stumbles and bumbles, slips and loses the ball. Referee's initial call was a foul. Upon replay, they realized that, no, it was just Julius pulling the old foot trick on himself. Falls down. He loses the ball. Nevertheless, they kick it at Hero for a corner three, and he misses. And the Knicks escape with a 106-104 win, man. So, look, it wasn't easy, but, they got the job done. It was a critical game. This is 1 of 3 against a team that you're battling for playoff positioning with. You get the win. They pull within 1 game of the Heat. Julius 23-10-6. RJ bounces back 38-4. And yeah, good play by the bench, man. Your thoughts?
I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Why does it feel like every time we watch this team, it's like we're running a marathon?
Yeah.
I'm tired, my man. I'm tired. It's just like, can we just have an easy game where we just watch from start to finish? Good offense, solid defense, don't have to stress. Don't have everyone just pulling out their hair, hearts in your throat. You feel like you're about to pass out, keel over. I just would like that for a night. Outside of just playing the Detroit Pistons, I'd like that for the night. But regardless, it is a win against a team, as you said, that we're trying to fight for playoff positioning. But how about RJ Barrett in this game, man? Second half, RJ Barrett felt like he came out with he came out with some aggression, man. Especially in that second half. Shot 75% from the field in the second half, 9 for 12, got you 20 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He was doing his thing. He was taking it to the rack with ease. Didn't have the 3-pointer tonight, but he was using what was working. All right. He made Tyler Hero food. No one could stop him.
Yeah, he was cooking Hero all
Vincent
night.
Couldn't stop him. Where the second unit needed him, he showed up. Starters needed him, he showed up. So, and this is for a guy, by the way, who was benched in the last game, right? Down the stretch against the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And, he didn't want to talk about it after the game. And he came out and he showed this is the proper way to show where you felt like you were slighted, that you weren't given a fair shot, whatever the term you want to use. This is how you bounce back and show your team that you're vital to what you're trying to do here and that you're a key factor. So overall, I like what I saw from him. Hartenstein, that's another thing, man. Talk about stock going up. Hartenstein's another guy that I got to talk about. Just the hustle, doing some vital things that you need. Those 2 guys, as well as Grimes, obviously Julius. But I thought RJ for sure was that guy tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Loved how he was finishing. And look, he didn't have it from downtown. He was 0 for 5 from downtown, but he was 13-23 from inside, and he was abusing Hero, abusing Vincent, finishing very well on his drives. And despite the 5 turnovers, 4 assists, again, I thought it was a mixed bag against that Heat defense. He had already scored 46 on him. So I thought he showed pretty good patience there, and that was very important. The Knicks bench performance was crucial in this game, and it was a tale of 2 halves for them because in the first half, they only scored 5 points. Fournier was getting chewed up out there. Strus was killing him. And, Hartenstein, Bam was killing Hartenstein and Sims all night. I was wondering when Tibbs was going to send the double team, make somebody else beat you. He never did. Bam was chewing them guys up all night. Mm-hmm. So defensively, offensively, the bench didn't give him much. Only 5 points in the first half, but 21 points in the second half was major. You had Obi with a major sequence, 7 points in the fourth. McBride with 5 points in the fourth. Thought RJ did a good job finding McBride for a nice 3. It was either RJ Julius that found him for a nice layup. McBride played well. Give him credit. He played well, especially in the second half. Obi's points were key. Hartenstein, Fournier as well. So 21 points for the Knicks bench in the second half. And I thought that was big, especially in the fourth quarter, because by the end of the third, Julius was gassed. So you needed the bench to give you some life to really extend things and just allow them to get some rest before you head into crunch time. So that was a good job by them. Definitely a good job by them. But as we see with executing in crunch time or the lack thereof, I'm watching this final sequence and I'm like, yeah, this is why you give the ball to number 11 and get out of the way. Because, as I said on last night's show, I'd rather watch him miss the shot than put it in R.J. Julius's hands because it's just a calamity, man. It's cardiac Knicks. We don't need that central. Turn your pacemakers up. Crazy, man.
Now you see why he inbounds the ball.
Yeah, yes. I kind of see that now, yeah.
Yeah, right? You're like, for some of us, it's like, why are you having the guy who's clutch inbound the ball? Well, because the guy who's clutch is also clutch at inbounding the ball too. Like you saw RJ had a chance to get it to Randall instead of just trying to lob it over his head. He had the initial go to get it to Randall, then lobs over the head as you talked about. Bam gets that easy dunk. Look, man, coming into this night, I saw when I got that notification that Brunson wasn't playing, I was concerned. Going against the Heat, I was a little concerned.
Yeah, me too.
Because when you see what happens against the Lakers, just the inconsistency of this team, and you see how vital Brunson has been throughout this entire season, going against a championship caliber team, or not championship caliber team, playoff caliber team. Let me correct that. Playoff caliber team. You see what happens with, like, it's just a concern because we played against the Mavs. That didn't work well the second time we played them.
Yeah.
We played against the Spurs. We didn't have Brunson and RJ for that. We fell short there. And so then Houston, even though we beat that game, beat them in that game, I'm still like, all right, well, Brunson would have still made this 10 times easier because, as you see, you allow Randall to do a lot of the playmaking, and that's not necessarily clean. Quickly had some here and there, but the offense, even though it ran pretty smoothly tonight, I'd say for some stretches of the game, I'm still thinking like, all right, this is where you could have Brunson come in, attack down the middle, draw the defense, get open looks for everybody. Because there were points during this game where you saw that offense just halt. Yeah. Zone came through and it was done. Like they were trying to muscle their way to the basket instead of just passing the ball around, trying to break the zone. And that's where I'm like, all right, this is where you need someone like Brunson just to figure this out. Because you're just watching, it's either Randall or RJ trying to muscle their way in, and that's not the way to go. So came in a little concerned to this game for those reasons. Thankfully, we got the win. What do you think about this Heat team, man? Because, we were down Brunson, but they're fully healthy. And it seemed like even though it was a close game, it was more so the Knicks doing than really Miami's doing in keeping this one close, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I thought Jimmy looked very, very regular. I mean, Grimes was, applying pressure, as Grimes does, but it just didn't seem like Butler was really trying to turn up. It kind of seemed like he was kind of coasting in this one. I was very surprised at that. Bam's performance, not a surprise at all. Like I said, right. I didn't think Sims or Hartenstein stood a chance against him. He was great tonight. They got their three-point shooters. Hero definitely cooked. He had 3 straight threes in the fourth, which started to make things interesting. Max Strus and started lighting it up from 3. But, the Heat kind of look like where we are. They're 29 and 24 with 28 and 25. You have your days where you're cooking and days where you're looking kind of average. And I thought tonight they look kind of average tonight. Yeah,
and was it me or was Lowry on the bench? Lowry was on the bench towards the end of the game, right?
Yeah, as he should be. He's washed.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I mean, you're coming to the season and like you're thinking, all right,
yeah,
this team's supposed to be competing, man.
Listen, man.
We're talking about a team that was a shot away, with Jimmy Butler last year, and you're like, I wasn't too impressed.
Yeah.
To be honest, I want to see what the Knicks look like when they're fully healthy, with Mitchell Robinson back and Jalen Brunson back, facing the Miami Heat. Because, to be quite honest, I wasn't impressed what they did on the floor tonight.
Yeah, not impressed at all, man. Not impressed at all. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks with a 106-104 win over the Heat. Salute to our friends on Instagram, Al. Right now we are live on the gram as well. We testing out some of our streaming capabilities here. So salute to everybody on the gram that's checking us out on KnicksFanTV Instagram. We got the YouTube on and popping, which shout out to our YouTube channel members as well. And call us up, man. Call us up with your thoughts on this game. 657-383-1509 is the number, or you can hit us up on the Knicks Fan TV Discord. We're going to start off tonight with Will from LI. Will, go ahead and unmute your mic on the Discord.
Hey, CP, you got me? CP and Alex, you got me?
Loud and clear. Let's go. How you feeling?
Yes, sir. Okay. Before I continue, just know I am off the Patron.
Oh, man. Yeah, you sounded like it off the jump. I said, oh, man, this man is sipping tonight. But
Absolutely.
yeah, go ahead. Keep it a family show. You good. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep it a family show. Hey, listen, man, I got the smoke for all the Knicks fans that were talking crazy about Star J. Barrett, bro. I got the smoke for all of them, bro. Let's keep it a buck, okay? Star J. Barrett got 30 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, man. All of y'all are looking crazy in the light. I am part of the replay game.
Yeah.
I watch replay shows. Yo, I was the last live stream. I was kind of appalled.
Okay.
All our fellow Knicks fans have been turncoats against Star J. Barrett. It is absolutely crazy.
Tell them why you mad, bro.
I am here for the smoke tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody that wants to do the battle of the fans, let me know. Because y'all been coming at Star J kind of crazy, bro. Listen, man. Understand something. If we ever when we win a championship, not if we, when we win a championship, this championship will not feel as right if RJ is not on the team.
Okay.
Everybody out here trying to trade for OG Anunoby, trying to RJ straight up. Hey, JJ from Brooklyn, I'm looking at you, bro. You're looking kind of spooky in the light. Every time JJ talk crazy about RJ, he listens to the show, bro. He comes in the next game and he performs. I'm never trading RJ Barrett, bro.
Okay. All right, man. All right, I'm gonna drop you off, man, because he's talking championships. He's talking this, that, and the third. You can tell he's been sipping it.
He's feeling it tonight, man.
Yeah, he's feeling it tonight. He's all the way out the window. So we're gonna let him get back to the bottle. Tucson from Brooklyn. Tucson, what's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing, man? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's good?
All right. What's up, CP? What's up, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I guess now we see why RJ got benched in the fourth those games, man. RJ, but I will say I feel like he's the best player in the NBA at having a great game and a bad game at the same time. He got to be better playmaking and passing out of the double team. He loves to stop his dribble. We need him to add another dimension to the game, I feel like, to make us a bona fide team in regards to his playmaking. I feel like there's a lot to be desired. Quentin Grimes heard you, CP. He heard you last week saying his defense was underwhelming. He came out this game, and I feel like whether he clamped Jimmy Butler is a different conversation, but I feel like he played great defense. Even Fournier chipped in a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, last time, I just want to say, I feel like, well, I'm going to ask y'all, would you rather have Tibbs fired,
oh God,
which I know is never going to happen at this point in the middle of the season,
right,
and keep Cam as our wing, or would you rather keep Tibbs and pay out of pocket for a wing? And that's all I'm at. That's how I'm at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sacrificing the coach just to play a guy like Cam. Cam is replaceable, man. Like, I think the Cam Hive has to let it go, man. February 9th can't come soon enough, man. Y'all have got to let Cam go, man. Let it go. He's gone. He's a goner. Yes, we could use him. Yes, he can help. But look, we're not getting rid of Paul George, man. Trust. We'll be A-okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that as well. And it's not even more so that I like Tibbs over Cam. Is that if you're giving me the option to go find a wing and pay a wing that's a star, that's more ready-made, I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
because that's what it's. If you're talking about paying for someone who's ready to go, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. I can't wait for this camp thing to be over with, man. It's crazy. They're worse than the Grime than the Frank Hive, man. They're worse than the Frank Hive. Jay from St.
Wow, airing out the Cam Hive right now.
Yeah, it's unbearable, man. Let this thing be over with, man, and let's send this kid somewhere else, man. It's I say all the time we could use him. Of course, he can help, but I think it's a little overboard. Where people saying, oh, he's gonna go somewhere else and kill us. No Knick player who's been traded has ever done that.
Until that one always happens, CP. Until that one always happens. All right. All it takes is one player to do that, and then what? Then you're over here what if we had him? He was in house.
We'll be all right, man. We'll be all right. Trust me. I think we'll be fine. Jay from St. Louis. Jay, how you feeling, man?
CP, Alex, man, much love, man. Hey, the YouTube be booming at work always. Much love to y'all.
Doubt.
Shout out to Julius Randle, guys, man. Our all-star, man. It's a privilege to have an all-star. I'd rather have two. I mean, they botched us with the Drew Holiday thing. I was like, whoa, now. I don't know, but we're going to let it slide. As long as we got somebody going, that's all that matters. It was a good win, guys, without our leader. I'm looking at iHeart, and I'm looking at, a center spot that is going to be covered by him until Mitch come back. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Sims, and it looks like he's not, developing how he's supposed to be developing from what we've seen from the summer league. So it looks like iHeart probably going to take that over till then. I want some of that smoke with JJ with Brooklyn too, man. Look, every time RJ has a bad game, you on here, man. It used to be somebody I looked up to when I first started rocking with the show 3 years ago, man. And it's like, yo, you coming at our baby boy like this at the age of 22, and it's like, why, man? Is it really his fault that our coach ain't really developed the guys that he's supposed to have been developing? Now, let me get on the Tibbs situation. And CP, you got on my taper last time I talked to you when I told you I feel like that even if we are hard out in the first round, this guy deserves to be out. I mean, he hasn't really done nothing for us. He hasn't really developed a body. I heard on the last show you said IQ, but I think IQ was already a bona fide start. He was just looking for more time, and the more time we gave him, he pretty much progressed on his own. With that being said, I think Tibbs and Leon, I understand they're going to stick together, and I think they're going to be the ones that use these picks, which I don't think they should, but I think we should be moving on. Even if we do make it to the second round, in my opinion, I think these guys should be going. They haven't done their jobs to the best ability. They had an opportunity to get a superstar in here. They didn't throw all the cards in when they should have took advantage of it. It is just showing. They've been the dysfunction from this franchise, from the moment I believe that RJ got her, in my opinion. And with that being said, I just think for us to be considered a serious team, because the thing with Tibbs is he's coaching in the 2000s, guys. I don't even see nobody else coaching from the 2000s like that besides guys that got championship. You can name the two other guys yourselves. But with that being said, I'm just looking at it like a situation that we just have to move on. The defensive thing is not what the NBA is right now. We're not going to win no championship. So we just need to move on, in my opinion. Coming from the middle of the map, I love y'all guys. Keep it moving.
Appreciate it, man. Well, listen, man. I don't know. People want to say, well, Quickly was a star before he got here, and Mitch was Mitch, and nobody want to give the coach any type of credit. I won't go that far, man. I won't go that far. I definitely wouldn't go that far. I think it's a little overboard. Are they capped with him? Yeah, but let's not oh my God, I keep saying the same thing. People think a coach is a miracle worker. You need talent, man. You need superstars in this league. You need guys that are not going to be stumbling and bumbling to the finish line, throwing the ball away, turning the ball over, giving it to the other team. That's not Tibbs. Was that Tibbs' fault?
You asking me, or are you asking as a rhetorical question?
I'm asking anybody, man. I mean, some people just think a new coach is going to just turn this team into a world beater.
No, it's not trying to change this team into a world beater. I think is he maximizing the talent that is currently on this roster? I think that's a fair question to ask, Because when you start looking at the offense, when you start looking at the late game execution, look, we can go to that Lakers game, right? And he talks about the read and all that type of stuff. Well, isn't it also on the coach to ingrain some of these players too? Like, you look at the film, you do all this stuff. Like, hey, in these situations, Randall, you got double teamed at that point. Try to kick it out. As soon as you saw the double coming, the ball went to your way. You had Brunson right open at the top of the key. So I think
how long has Julius Randle been in the league, bro?
I hear you.
He's on his third team. This is year number what? 7, 8?
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's not clicking up there, sometimes you just don't have it. And that's what separates the greats from the goods to the average.
Yeah, for sure. Fair point.
You could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not cerebral up here, sometimes the coach is not going to unlock that. Sometimes that's just you. You're limited.
No. Hey, no, I get that 100%. But I still question, is he doing enough with this offense? Because there are nights where it looks like it's Jalen Brunson coming in to save the day, and you could say, well, you got these three guys, which is RJ, Randall, and Brunson as your three guys who are doing most of the scoring. And then we see Grimes, we see everybody else just go to the wayside, and you're like, well, where's the offense? Where's the offensive creativity, right? Look, now at least we're starting to see Hartenstein getting some passing in there, some scoring again, what he's meant to do. So we can get, like, whether that's him, like, finding the flow within the offense, right? The read and react, what Tibb likes to say that the team runs by. Like, I'm just looking at, when you look at the game execution night on a night basis for the offense, I think there is some room for him to grow. But I also understand saying that, do we have the talent to move on from Tibbs and go to that next level? Like, are we even there to go to that next level as a coach? And I think a team like that you can look at is like the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Where you have Jason Kidd. They make the playoffs when he gets their first year. They don't make it the second year, the third year. Enter the fourth year, he gets axed. You bring in Budenholzer the following year. And then Budenholzer, there was question going into his third season when they won the championship. Is there a ceiling there within the playoffs? They win, and he's still there. And you're still questioning, is he maximizing the talent? And you still have top players. So I think it's still fair to ask, is this coach maximizing the talent? But I also think it's another fair question to say, are we even there yet to be even having that conversation where we're moving on from a coach because we have the talent on this team to go to that next level right now?
Well, listen, from schematically, offensively, no doubt. I agree. But I'm also of the mindset that, coaches coach, players play, man. Brunson was balling in Dallas. He came here. He's balling out of control. That's who he is. Like, it's either you got it or you don't. Yes, there's certain aspects that coaching can help. But to say that, we've got all this talent on the bench that's not being unlocked. No. They're okay. They are who they are, man. They're 28 and 25. They are who they are.
I think both things can be true. I don't know. I'm still going to question, like, when it comes down to the offense, if there's still going to be more that could be had from this team. If there's better minutes management, getting your guys out there. I still think those are all questions that you can ask a head coach. Is he, like, I think the thing is that Tibbs gets a lot of heat on a night-to-night basis and a lot is overlooked for the accomplishments that he's already done with this team. I think that's more of the issue that I have, where it's like, can we look at, that this team is now competing in the third year, as I talked about for Jason Kidd. Playoffs, doesn't make playoffs again. Like, you got to give some credit to say, all right, he's kickstarting this thing to something to then bring in that next coach who will then take it to another level. I don't see Tibbs as the guy who's going to be taking us to the championship, but I can also appreciate that, all right, in this in-between time, going into the micro, like on the micro, I can see that we can have like complaints every single day, but on the macro, when you look at the whole time, like, we can come back and say, you know what, this guy was needed in this time to get this team back on track. And I can at least appreciate that aspect of his coaching. And I think it's just I think it's too much every single day. Like, fire Tibbs because, now it's the Cam situation. It's all this stuff. Like, he has his flaws. Yeah, absolutely. But for a team that's been in the dumpster for so long, I think we overlook what he has accomplished too for this team as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Let's get to the phones. Let's hear what the people got to say. Louis from Jacksonville. Louis, how you feeling?
I'm good. CP, Alex, how you guys doing?
Good, man. What's
over
going
here,
on?
the old man from Jacksonville.
Okay.
Love my Knicks. I'm calling about the turnovers, guys. This is crazy. 7 and 6 turnovers. Why are these guys handling the ball so damn much? It's ridiculous. And then, you sit there, and at the last play, Deuce comes up to try to get the ball from Randall, point guard, and he won't give up the rock, and they get a turnover. This is getting ridiculous. Watching this game was like watching the Knicks from last year. Offense and this. And let's not give, Barrett so much credit for getting 30 points. The boy took 23 shots. Didn't hit nothing from outside. Everything was layups. So I said it before. That's what he is. It's not the coach's responsibility to get him to learn how to work on his jump shot. That's all on him. And until he gets an outside shot, he's going to be a third or fourth man. And if they get somebody that's decent as a wing, Barrett's in trouble. He's going to be eating lots of bench until he learns how to shoot that open shot, because he's not going to get the ball. What do you think, CP?
I mean, yeah, I don't think, on a good, I've always said on a good team, he's third or fourth option. I've always said that. But look, they needed him tonight. I thought he came through tonight. Outside of crunch time, when the thing kind of fell apart. Look, he came through.
That's all he took. Layups.
I mean, layups still count for 2 points. Look, they still count for 2 points, right?
Yeah, but he took 23 shots and he got 4 from the free throw line.
Listen,
he's not a scorer.
Right.
We're just glad that Brunson just took a day off.
Oh no, well, we needed him tonight, but I mean, look, man, he is what he is. He's not gonna be, he's not a sharpshooter, man.
Yeah, well, and I want to say something to all the New York Knicks listeners.
Yeah.
Forget about us missing Mitchell. It didn't happen. It's in the past. He's never coming back to us, and we need to let that go and start looking at something else, because we're not getting him back. That's in the past. Let it go. They missed that opportunity. They need to move forward. They got a lot of trade picks, so they can do something better in the future. Hopefully soon.
All right. Appreciate the call, man.
All right.
Boy, oh boy, these Knicks fans never happy, man. They just won a pivotal, critical game against the Miami Heat. Just won a critical game. And we had one caller say, fire the coach. He's the coach. The next caller, RJ, drops 30 points. Well, he didn't shoot any threes. It was all layups.
Weren't we complaining about that, too? Weren't we complaining that he couldn't finish around the rim?
Right. We were complaining that he couldn't finish around the rim. Now he's smooth.
Now he's
killing.
finishing around the rim. It's like, is that now we're mad at that?
He's got the turnaround jump hook pop, and he's killing Hero all night. And we still not happy. We got to get rid of the coach. Get another coach in there. Get RJ up at it. Oh, my Lord. We just won a game against a team. This was an important game. They just won an important game. I mean, it's like game to game. We just look at this team as whether or not they're gonna win the championship. It's not gonna work that way, people. It's not gonna work that way, man. They gotta win a couple, they gotta lose a couple. That is who this team is. That's who the team is. But now, because he only made layups, now he wants style points for RJ, man.
What happened to enjoying the journey?
Yeah, what happened to enjoying the journey?
Did everyone like that the Last Dance documentary and watching how Jordan had to go through every single trial and tribulation to get to the championship? What if that's this right now?
Oh my god!
What if that is this right now?
He got layups and free throws. Isn't that the point of the game? Oh man.
Look, man, we need to see the Steph Curry behind the back, step back jumper.
I guess that's what he's looking
half
for.
Half court.
I guess that's what he's looking for, man. Can't make it up. Anyway, 106-104. Knicks win over the Heat. Pull within one game of the 6 spots. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody on YouTube. Salute to everybody on the gram, man. Salute to everybody on Instagram tapping in with us. Trying something new out tonight. Gram is looking good out. We're on the split screen on the gram, but people on the gram can't see the full production. But some people like to be on the gram, so we're gonna try that out for a little bit.
Yeah, I got it open right now. I got all windows open right now.
Yeah.
We got about we got 80 live watchers right now on IG. Shout out to all of Knicks Nation there. What was it? We got 2,100.
2,100 on the YouTube. Salute,
Make
man.
sure to hit that thumbs up button for your boys.
Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. If you guys are new in here, shout out Callie M. He says, hashtag new RJ's inconsistent. Yeah. He is. But tonight, listen, he got the job done. He got the job done, man. 106, 104. Let's go to GQ Rock on the Discord. GQ Rock, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's going on, guys?
How
What's
you
up, CP? What's up, Alex?
How you doing?
What up?
Doing all right, man. Just first off, guys, let's say big ups to Randall for hitting that All-Star, which Brunson was an All-Star too. Feel bad for him, bro, because like honestly, he deserved it.
Yeah. Julius makes the All-Star reserves. No Jalen. Jalen got the snub.
Yeah, that was whack, bro. Honestly, I've been waiting for this point for a full year, man. I'm Randall Hive. This guy had Kemba, Nerlin, Wells, and Fournier last year. Like, that was their answer to build around the team. If you guys ever played pickup basketball and you got straight bums on your teams, it's impossible to do anything, bro. He's grabbing boards. He's doing everything. Just, yeah. All right. The reason why we got big turnovers today, too, I heard callers talking about it. We don't have Brunson. He's not on the court.
You don't have your point guard.
We don't have a point guard. And when you don't have a point guard, turnovers happen. So that's the answer for that. Dude's coming on top of the paint when Randall was slowly dribbling the ball up. Guys, you guys should know your teammates. Like, literally, he's trying to bring the ball up slowly. Why are you standing next to him? Go into the corner, shoot your three that you was hitting.
Are you talking about when Randall caught the carry?
Yeah, he was trying to like dictate, like he was trying to like guide him like he's the coach, tell him to go in the corner. Yeah. Fam, you're 3 for 3. That's what we need. We need to space out the floor because they're playing that zone. Like, come on, man. RJ showed up to work today. Big ups to him. Even though Hero's chalk on defense, he's small, but RJ had to eat. Honestly, RJ just needs to work on his work this summer. And yeah, bro, we need OG. And I miss Mike Woodson. We need to bring him back to develop these young guys. But I don't think we're ever getting him, right?
Mike Woodson's he's at Indiana, man. He ain't coming back to this. He's stress free right now. He ain't coming back.
Especially with like how he worked with like J.R. Smith and like those type of players. I feel like that would be good for Obi because I don't know what's going on with him, bro. He just looks lost out there.
Yeah. Well, he had a good game tonight. Obi did all right tonight. Appreciate the call, man. 7 points in the fourth. Those were important minutes for Obi, man.
Very.
Had a nice little fadeaway in the mid range.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shoot the ball, man. Get aggressive out there. We got to get him unlocked, man. You know,
he needs more minutes to get comfortable, man.
10
minutes is not enough. I don't care who you are. 10 minutes is not enough. 15 isn't really enough either, man.
Right.
We should be wanting to get Randall fewer minutes per game to have him rested if you're trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. I don't know why we're doing this. Well, we're not figuring out. This is where it goes back to Tibbs. I'm not gonna go too long on that, but figuring out how to use the bench to get your starters more rest, that helps you in the long run. I know wins are critical, but you got to figure out how to get these guys activated too. Then you can shorten your bench once the playoffs come.
Yeah.
Don't exhaust all of them, so when they get to the finish line, they're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You better hope Julius can make it to the finish line.
Hey man, some of those falls today, I was like, yo.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because if you don't have him, you don't have Brunson. Like those are your two guys right there that you got to rely on. You know, with RJ. So.
Yeah, no question
can't afford to lose either one of them.
Shout out to my guy Abdul from San Diego, $10 super chat. He says, CP and Alex, I love the Knicks, but these fans are out of control. Everyone relax. How did you feel about the All-Star reserves, man? Julius made it. Let me pull up the rest of the guys. Julius did make it. No Brunson. I believe for the East it was Harden. Halliburton made it. The fake All-Star did make it. Harden made it.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler made it. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. I'm trying to pull it up right now. But anyway, how'd you feel about Brunson not making it?
I mean, I'm upset that he didn't make it. I mean, if we're looking at teams' records and whatnot, like I know DeMar DeRozan's going crazy right now on the Bulls.
Yeah.
But they're not even in the play-in, bro. Like, come on. Like, if they're not even playing, like, what are we doing over here?
I'm tripping. Harden didn't make it. That was a wrong graphic. So the final graphic was Embiid, Jalen Brown, Bam, Julius, Drew Holiday, DeMar, and Tyrese Halliburton.
Like, I think I wouldn't be upset if I had Harden over DeRozan just because of what Philly's doing right now. In my opinion, like, I get why Drew Holiday's in. Bucks are rolling. He's averaging 19 this season. He's a big key reason why they're doing well, especially you haven't had Chris Middleton for most of the season. So I get that. Halliburton's been key for the Pacers. Obviously, Embiid's got to be there. Brown, Adebayo, Randall. I'm looking at DeRozan, man, if I'm being honest with you. I'm looking at DeRozan. Because, like, if the Bulls are not in the plan, and if you're telling me Harden's not there, like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. I felt like a team like us, it would be hard to get two in there, you know. Just not having that much success. 7th seed, it would have been hard for a 12-man team to get 2 from the Knicks. Would have been hard. So I thought Julius had the easier path. Now, with KD being injured, they're trying to say he's working his way to playing in the All-Star game. I think that's cap. I don't see that happening.
Why would he do that?
Right. Could Brunson be a replacement for KD? I'm not sure how the replacements work. Does it have to go by position? Or, you know, do the coaches just select an alternate? And would he go if they select an alternate? Who knows? Mm-hmm. But I thought he was definitely deserving. But I just didn't. I thought it was going to be tough to get two from the team in there.
Nah, I figured that. Like, they want to get, like, a whole representation, right, of, like, all the teams around the league.
Yeah.
Get that. But, man, it's rough seeing a guy who's, as soon as he came to the Knicks, he's continuing to ball out like he did in Dallas, especially with the way we saw in the playoffs. He's been a key factor for why the Knicks have been winning. It's just hard for those 2 reasons alone to say that he's not an all-star. I get that the guard position is stacked in the East. But once again, I go back to, if you're looking for guys who played a lot of minutes and who are part of winning, how do you have DeRozan over Brunson? I can accept Harden because where Philly is. But if you're going to put DeRozan there, I feel like it should have been Brunson.
Fair enough, man. Let's go to the phones here with the people. Got to say, let's go to Australia, Al. My guy John in Australia wants to talk about the All-Star reserves. John, how you feeling, man?
Good, fellas. How are you?
Good, man. What's going on?
No, just you guys pretty much touched on what on the reserves already. Just with Brunson not being there, and like the last 2 games, pretty much just show he should be he should be there. But who would you questioned DeRozan, but yeah, it's pretty stacked with the guards. But who would you actually choose to replace Brunson? With anyone, actually, not just the guards.
What do you mean? Who would we say that again?
Oh, who would you replace Brunson with? Sorry, who would you replace one of the reserves with for Brunson?
Oh, we were saying DeRozan. We were saying DeRozan.
Okay.
Yeah. We were saying DeRozan.
Yeah, because
And truth be told, the way this game has been so watered down, the All-Star game has been irrelevant for 10 years. The way this thing has been so watered down, you could afford to expand the rosters to 15 people. Half these guys is over there chucking half-court alley-oops the whole time. They don't even care. You know, let a guy like Brunson get in there and start cooking somebody up. You know, cook LeBron up or something. Cook up Luka. You know, we want to see that.
Yeah.
Move it to 15 people.
Yeah. Hey, what's funny as well, the TNT crew, that's, I know there's always a lot of flack from them with us. They all agreed unanimously that Brunson should be there.
Yeah. Sir Charles said that. He did, man, and appreciate the call, my man. Appreciate it. The call. Salute to all our fans down in Australia, New Zealand. You know what I'm saying now? Move the thing to 15 people. Half these dudes is in there load management and up anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about the game. They try all these different things to make it interesting, combined score, this, that, and the third, and the fourth. Nobody cares. The whole competitive energy, All-Star Weekend is all one big marketing fest. You go to the parties, you go to the activations, you go to this, that, and the third. Every brand has a party with so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. It's a great time. But it's all about the marketing, the fashion, the sneakers. You know, the upcoming this, that, and the third. That's what these guys are here for. You guys are here to make money. There's so much money being made in the game right now, and you're so accountable to your team. Nobody wants to get hurt in an all-star game anymore. The pride and the passion is all gone. It's a marketing show. Fashion show. So move it to 15 players. Let those extra 3 players get their check. I think they said Julie's got a $1 million bonus. That's great. Yeah. You know, let them get the check and call it a day.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. And people are usually tending to watch like the 3-point shooting contest, skills challenge. Like that's probably the most enjoyable aspect of All-Star Weekend rather than the game. The game you just put in like background like you're watching baseball. No one's really paying attention to that. You know what I mean? Like they had the Elam ending, was it like 2-3 years ago? That was exciting in the end, but you know, as you said, it's marketing. Expand it to 15. That's a normal NBA roster anyway. You have the capability of having 15 guys on the roster. Why not do the same for All-Star Weekend anyway? Especially since if we're so worried about load management, 82-game season, we want guys to show up and participate. Why not extend the roster, have them play fewer minutes, so that way you keep your product, you know, if you're the NBA, you keep your product at its best. By the way, just check the standings. The Bulls are now in 10th because the Pacers have been failing without Halliburton for a while, and now the Bulls are in 10th. So still, I'm going to stick with my point. DeRozan should not be there. That team is not meant to be there.
that Pacers tank has been formidable, man. They're looking kind of promising in the Victor sweepstakes right now. They're coming back to the pack. Shout out
the Pistons got a stranglehold on that. I don't know about that.
You never know. You never know, man. I mean, you look at how the Pelicans got Zion. It was that kind of situation where you had like, a bad year, but like not a terrible year, and you're able to jump up in the lottery like 6 spots. You just never know with the lottery, man. You never know. All you know is that we're not getting it.
NBA trying to help all these small market teams. That's what they're trying to do.
All you know is that we're not getting it. So that's that story. Shout out to Robert Randolph, $20 super chat. The leader of the Julius Randle Hive, Robert Randolph. Friday Night Knicks, all that good stuff in the building. Shout out to Robert Randolph. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. Me and Chuck had a great cipher today, man. We'll put that conversation out this weekend. Make sure you catch up on that. Check out his new documentary, Fight the Power, How Hip Hop Changed the World, out right now on PBS. Episode 1 is fire. 4-part series coming out every Tuesday, so make sure we go out there and support our OG because he's supporting us every single day on this Knicks Fan TV wave. Al, let's take a look at this game by the numbers, man. Knicks and Heat. I mean, the key stat of the night on the positive side, 52 points in the paint for the Knicks. That is their A game, obviously, to 36 for the Heat. Now, on the negative side, you had the Knicks. We talked about the turnovers. And against that pressure, Heat defense, you had 18 turnovers by the Knicks, which led to 21 points by the Heat. Knicks still can't hit the broadside of a barn from downtown, 33% from downtown, 12 of 36. And both teams shooting in the 40s. Knicks closer, 48% from the field. Heat, 44% from the field. And, those are some of my key stats, man. What you think about the stats tonight?
Just pulling up the numbers so that way I have it in front of me real quick.
Yeah.
My computer's a little laggy on me right now. Mm-hmm. But from what I'm seeing, still struggle to shoot the ball from 3, 33%. You'd like to see it improve from there, especially when you have Quickly and Grimes out there on the floor together. Even with Randall and RJ, who've been shooting the 3 ball pretty well this year, you'd hope that we can get a little bit more consistent when shooting from deep. Free throws, starting to get better at that again, thankfully. 14 for 18 from tonight. What else we got over here? We went back to dominating the paint, 52 points. It's really been our bread and butter on the season. 25 assists. That I'm pretty impressed with, considering that we didn't have Brunson tonight. And I think we're averaging about 22 assists on the season. So the fact that we're more than that without Brunson, I like it. I like that. Yeah, man. You'd like to see us do a little bit more attacking on the fast break. We only got 10 points there. But overall, it was a solid Knicks win, man. I thought the Knicks have a well-rounded team stat sheet for tonight.
Yeah, and as you said, the 25 assists against that stingy Heat defense. You know, they had their moments with the high turnovers, but I also thought they had good moments, you know, operating through the pressure, operating through the double teams, being very patient, finding the open man, swinging the ball, especially in the first half, first quarter especially. I thought the ball movement was really good against that pressure. Now, it wasn't always great. You know, they had their moments, obviously, in the fourth quarter as well, but I thought they had some bright spots against that defense as well. So we'll see what happens when the teams clash again. I believe the next game is March the 3rd. And by the numbers segment, ladies and gentlemen, once again, is brought to you guys by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy for you first-time players, for you first-time viewers. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV, and they will give you an instant deposit match of up to $100. So it's a great deal. And how do you play Prize Picks? Very easy. You're just going to pick between 2 to 6 players, and you can mix and match between NBA, NHL, or NFL props with the Super Bowl, and it's you versus Prize Picks and their stat projections for a given player. So you're just going to pick between 2 to 6 players and predict whether or not that player is going to do more or less than that given stat that Prize Picks has laid out there. And for NBA, they have a number of stats to choose from: points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers made, free throws made. You have different combinations: points, rebounds, and assists, so on and so forth. And as I said, on Tuesdays, you get like the Taco Tuesday special, where they have like a player at a discounted stat number. That's usually a good number to pick, whether you want to do more or less. That's up to you. But for the Super Bowl, they have a special on Patrick Mahomes, 0.5 passing yards for the Super Bowl. So obviously that's something that you want to jump on if you're a first-time player or if you're a returning player. But here's where I went tonight. Another mixed bag for me on my sheet tonight, Al. But here is where I went. In this game, this was before it was announced that Jalen Brunson was going to miss this game. I took Julius Randle with less than 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's only hit that number like once in his previous 5 matchups against the Heat. And, against that Heat defense, against that pressure defense, I didn't think Julius was going to be able to light it up that much from a point standpoint, especially. But then when Brunson went out, Prize Picks had moved that number to 43.5. But either way, I locked in early at 40.5, and I still got that number. Now, I went with Kyle Lowry. More than 1.5 3-pointers made. He had hit that number in 3 out of his last 5. He hit 1 tonight and bricked about 4 more. Jimmy Butler. I went with Jimmy Butler with more than 21.5 points. I didn't know whether or not the Knicks were going to go with Grimes on him or RJ, but I thought it was going to be more of an RJ matchup, and I thought they were going to put Grimes more so on Hero. So because of that, and with RJ's defense kind of taking a step back and Butler kind of owning that matchup, I didn't think the 21.5 was unattainable, especially because he had hit that number in like 4 out of his last 5 games. He only finished with 10 points tonight. So surprisingly, Butler did not hit that number. I also went with Bam Adebayo with more than 9.5 rebounds. Fell just short. He finished with 9. So he was right there, but he didn't get that. I got this one, Anthony Davis with more than 24.5 points. Lakers visiting the Pacers. Pacers giving up a ton of points in the front court. And I like this number here for Anthony Davis, 24.5. He finished it with 31 on the game. And then I took the Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl prop at 0.5 passing yards, and I've selected more on that one. How'd you do tonight?
I wish I knew about the Patrick Mahomes one for tonight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Super Bowl's next week, so you could play it between now and next week.
You'll see why. You'll see why.
Gotcha.
You'll see why when I tell you my ticket. All right.
Gotcha.
So for tonight, I start out with Nikola Jokic. This man, like honestly, if you're doing points, rebounds, and assists, just take Jokic to go on the over.
Yeah.
Like it is pretty much automatic at this point. Mm-hmm. The game's over. He got 52 points, rebounds, and assists, and it was at 48.5. Exceeded that. All right. Guy took Jared Allen. They played the Memphis Grizzlies. Got a question for you on that game. With more than 10 rebounds, he got 11, so I hit on that. Then took Luka Doncic to have less than 34.5 points. Hit on that. Game's over. He got 31. This is where. So now I'll say that one for last. I took Giannis Antetokounmpo with less than 51.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He has 29 right now. Let's see how that goes. He's on a really good pace to exceed that. Hopefully he doesn't hit that. The last one where I wish I just took the Pat Mahomes as you told me. Because if Giannis doesn't get over that points, rebounds, and assists, I could have had a perfect sheet tonight.
That was 5 picks or 6 picks?
I had 5.
I
had 5. So I took DeMar DeRozan. I saw the Charlotte Hornets were the opponents tonight. I was like, you know what? That seems easy for him to get more than 26.5 points. This guy's an all-star and just ends a game against a weak team with 15 points. What are we doing?
It's tough, man.
What are we doing?
Tough. You should have went with Julius.
Actually, I couldn't. When I was looking through it, they didn't have that selection. So I couldn't take
crazy.
Julius. Yeah.
That's great. Did you pick yours late, like closer to game time?
I picked it at like 7:05.
Because I think the Brunson news had already came out at that point.
Yeah, I think it was because of the Brunson news. They just took off all the Knicks and tried to redo it. And I was like waiting. I kept like refreshing. I was like, I'm going to go with this.
Yeah. I think that's what it was, man. So, better luck next time. But for those of you at home, play to win, but play responsibly, man. Go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Okay.
Yeah, TM. You should have posted that in the Slack. You should have posted the Mahomes free square in the Slack, TM. Yeah. Come on, man.
Help a brother out. What was the question? You said you had a question for me on the Grizzlies game or something?
Yeah, the Grizzly game. You saw that...
Dylan Brooks.
That weak punch by Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, that was
Donovan
a sucker
Mitchell.
move, man. That was a sucker move, man. That's like that stuff that Draymond does. I don't respect that, man.
Nah, that's weak, man.
Yeah, I don't respect that at all. You know,
that's weak.
And Spider was right for checking him. Should have smacked him up, but NBA's a little bit soft, so he tried to rough him up a little bit. Then the bench is cleared, or the coaches cleared the benches. But yeah, that's a sucker move, man. I can't co-sign that whatsoever.
What Mitchell needed to do was channel his inner Surge with that punch, man. Surge connected on that one.
Yeah,
I forget who it was. Would have knocked him out into the future, man.
Yeah,
that's what we needed.
Yeah, that wasn't cool, man. That was not cool. Here we go. Robert Randolph, $5 super chat. Here we go. Says Julius has better career numbers than Melo and many other Knicks players. Better shooting percentage, more rebounds per, more assists per. The president of the Julius Hive has come in here with some numbers. We had a caller yesterday that said Julius is New York.
I remember that call.
Yeah.
By the way, he said that was that the same caller that said that not only that he is New York, but that you're the franchise and you're Julius. Was that the same caller?
I don't know. There was a call that said that?
Yeah, there was a call that said that. I was listening, I was tuning in, I was like, did he call CP Julius at the show? What does that make me and JD? Who's RJ and who's Brunson?
Christopher Jack says refund the super chat. Oh man, shout out to Robert, man. Shout out to Robert Randolph, man. All right, who else wants to chop it up on the Discord? Let's go to REP. Not the original RE, but REP on the Discord. What's good?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, first time, long time. Love the show.
Nice, man. Where are you calling it from? You calling it from Australia too?
Yes, sir.
Heavy.
Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, checking in. Let's go. What's your name, bro?
Ari, but I'm not Ari Michael, obviously. Just wanna make that one clear.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing, man. You starting off with a clean slate.
Yeah, for real. But look, great game tonight. Big win. It was good. My brother goes for Miami, so we're sitting on the couch watching this one. Good to get the dub. I think our next 7 games leading into All-Star, we should be aiming to get around 5 wins. If you look at the schedule, I just think that's the way it should be going. And if we want to really set ourselves up for a proper playoff push, then that's what we should be aiming for. Shout out Julius, much deserved All-Star. Brunson was absolutely snubbed, though. He should be in there. I know you said it's a bit much to have two Knicks in there, all things considered, but yeah, DeMar being in there is a bit of a joke. But and final thing, I know you said it's time to let the Cam conversation die down and we need to move on, but come on. What they're doing to him is outrageous. And Tibbs, he's ruining Obi. He's already ruined Cam, and he's in the process of ruining Obi. So I don't know if we need to fire him or what, but hey man, shout out Cam, shout out Obi. Appreciate you guys taking my call. Cheers.
Appreciate it, man. Now look, I you guys heard me say I think the organization botched it. Tibbs did botch it, but it's just like, oh man, the writing's been on the wall for months now. It was just like, what are you gonna do? It's done. He's done. But yeah, the organization did botch the trade and the evaluation and playing time, development, all of that. I didn't think they handled it well.
Yeah, it's just weird, man. And it's not just Tibbs. You talked about it's the front office. It goes down to Cam too. Like the whole situation is just money from all levels. Like you look at Tom Thibodeau, and it just seemed like he had a predisposition already that he didn't want Cam. He wasn't going to play Cam. I don't find that to be right as a head coach. I mean, when you're a head coach, you have to be able to but manage egos, right? That's the whole point. Like it's not just the X's and O's. It's being able to manage all the players on the roster, keeping them motivated and to buying into what you're doing. And I just didn't feel like he did a good job doing that. I mean, how do you bench a player who your front office traded for, who's trying to get his career? Like, how do you not figure out a way to communicate with him what your expectations are to him? And then the repercussion is he expresses frustration, and then you just say, nah, you're banished to the bench. Like, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then at the same time, I
also don't see why people are putting those two things together.
What do you mean?
The fact that he expressed his frustration on December 4th and he hadn't played since. I don't necessarily think we should be drawing that conclusion. I don't think the expressing his frustration had anything to do with him getting benched. I think that was coming regardless.
Okay, but even still, I go back to a guy who still has to figure out how to utilize his player, manage expectations, and understand how to get him to buy in and how to get him to achieve or play at the maximum level. That is part of the coach's job. That is in the resume. It's like, all right, how do you maximize all the players on this roster? How do you get everyone to buy in, right? Mm-hmm. Your front office traded for him, so they clearly wanted you to do some sort of talent evaluation and to incorporate him into the rotation somehow. And I just look at somebody who didn't do that. I mean, we can go back to even the Last Dance documentary. Mm-hmm. You see how Phil Jackson is able to communicate with, Jordan, Pippen, Robin, everybody, even Steve Kerr, right? And even Steve Kerr uses that right now for the Warriors. I feel like Tibbs has fallen short in that. Mm-hmm. Even when he was brought in, that was the whole thought process of having Kenny Payne, Mike Woodson as to be that bridge to connect with the players and the coach, right? And to kind of be that buffer. So I'm just saying for Tibbs, and I know we're not in the locker room. I'm just saying from what I'm reading, what you're reading, what we're all seeing, these are some of the things that I'm gathering from this. But Cam's not he's not absolved from this situation either. Yeah. Let's keep that a buck too. You're on your second team. We understand the expectation is for you to be a starter. That's what you want to be in this league. But have you gone through the whole process of working your way up through that ladder? You're on a new team where there's already been a hierarchy. They just got Jalen Brunson. RJ's been here. Randall's a free agent signing. Those are the three guys that this team's going to run through. What are you doing to show every single day in practice coming in from the offseason that you're ready, if you want to be that guy, to either supplant one of them and take their food? That's how this world works as well. So what are you doing every single day in the offseason, in practice, to show that you're ready and buying in? And if you have to work your way up through that chain of just saying, you know what, I'm going to be this role player, I'm going to do my job to the best, and then show that, you can give me green lights in certain situations, he has to be able to do that too. So it's not just Tibbs, it's not just Cam. And I also look at the front office, why even trade for a guy who your head coach already said, I'm not going to, he didn't green light the trade. Why are you even doing that? And now that you did that, look at the situation that you have. the PR that comes with it, because it's like, oh, so this coach is going to get a young guy, and if he doesn't like him, it seems like there's not going to be any communication like we had with like Austin Rivers, Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose expressed that this season, and now you're going to put Cam Reddish into that situation. What is that saying about the team, right? So I'm just saying, like, it goes to all levels when you look at the entire situation for Cam Reddish in New York, and like, just at this point, you gotta trade him, move on. And this is not something where you're like, fire the front office because of it. It's a mistake, and everyone makes mistakes, and you hope they learn from it. But this is just ridiculous, man. Considering that you're looking at this front office to be a group that works on relations and knows about relations, and that's why you hired Leon Rose, right? The thought is that he was an agent, he understood the other side of the world of what it was like being an agent. So you bring him as a front office guy, like, oh, I know the inner workings of what it is to be an agent and the player side. That's all I'm looking from this front office. There's a lot of blame to go around. The whole thing is just messy.
Let's hear from this was what Tibbs had to say on the whole Cam situation. This was earlier today before the game.
There was a report that back when Cam Reddish was playing, that he was critical of the way he was being used, and he sent that message to an assistant coach to you. Was that
No, I mean, that stuff is, Cam and I are fine. So I don't know where that's coming from, but I have an idea.
Said, I don't know where that's coming from, but I have an idea. Okay. That was Tibbs on the Cam situation, man. Okay. All right. Let's see anything else from the game. Anything else from the game tonight? Let's see anything interesting. Is Julius on being a all-star? Let's hear it out. SNY TV.
A lot of trust and belief in myself from the people around me, organization, Leon, Uncle Wes, our owner Dolan, Tibbs, teammates, my family, everybody. It's a lot that goes into it. Johnny came to me in the beginning of the summer. I hadn't touched a basketball in probably like a month and a half, like 2 months, and didn't touch a basketball, and just had to clear my mind and get my mind back right for the grind. And he came to me and had an honest conversation, and it helped me put my ego and my pride to the side, and try to adjust my game and look at myself in the mirror and do what's better for the team. So it's a team effort, man. This is a team honor. Only thing that really sucks about it is I think Jalen should be right here with me. Yeah.
Good answer. It's a good answer by Julius.
Mm-hmm.
Said Johnny Bryant pulled him to the side, let him know what he got to do to improve. Put your ego to the side. Be team first. And go out there and grind. I like that. That's the thing I like about Julius is that he did hold himself accountable for what happened last year. This wasn't just the fans griping and belly aching at him for no reason. The issues with Julius, you could see it. You saw it on the TV. The numbers didn't lie about it. And he tried to fix it for this year. And I thought this is why he's an all-star again this year. Because he did. Having a great year.
Yeah. What other player in New York, I should say, has had the career like Julius, where you're a free agent, hated, ready to ship you out of here, become an all-star, most improved, second all-NBA, beloved. You want, like, everyone's like, yeah, we got to keep him. Think about that. Next season, hated again.
Yeah.
Now he's back on the good graces of the fan base. How many players have gone through that through New York? Because I don't know many, if at all, any at all.
I'm sure in baseball, it happens all the time in baseball, especially when you go through your slumps. Just thinking about like the Yankees, like a Teixeira, someone who's a notorious slow starter, but then picks it up and then slumps out again. Who was an all-star, then fell off as an all-star again. I'm not sure if there's a direct correlation. A-Rod was different. A-Rod was at the top of the sport. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Julius ain't at the top of the sport.
and A-Rod was very polarizing, in my opinion. You either liked A-Rod or you didn't like A-Rod.
Yeah.
Like there was no middle ground of like truly trying to understand A-Rod and the whole situation. It was like you're on either one side and you have your reasons.
Yeah. I didn't like him because of the Jeter beef and how he threw Jeter under the bus.
Yeah.
But once he came here, he started doing the roids and started hitting bombs. I was like, okay, this is our guy. You know what I'm saying? Then when he won us the ring, I was like, okay, this is our guy. You know what I'm saying? Roger Clemens, same way. Like, yeah, you know, I wasn't a fan of those guys, but you know, once they came here, they were good to go. I don't care if they did the juice; it's all good. They got me a championship. Everybody's juicing. Who cares? You know.
Jason Giambi. We're not going with Zach Wilson. Come on now, Zach.
No way. Garrett Cole. Nah. I don't see it. Eli? Nah.
What?
Nah. Once Eli got the first one, I thought he was pretty good. Like he wasn't a Pro Bowl every year. He made a Pro Bowl like maybe once or twice.
I'm not even a Giants fan, but I thought Eli got a lot of love for the fan base.
Yeah, he did. From the real ones. The ungrateful ones hated him.
Robinson Cano. That's I feel like that's a little bit closer. I feel like I feel like now we're getting a little bit closer.
Probably. KG Sevenfold says Eli wasn't like before 2007.
Yeah, but he never went up and then down and then
Right.
up again.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like that's what I'm
right.
talking about. Like, you have to go from bottom to the mountaintop, back to the bottom,
Yeah.
and back to the mountaintop.
I'm sure there's a lot. I can't think about it right now. Jay Boogie says CP was a big Gary Sheffield fan. Hell yeah, I was a Sheffield fan. Definitely. You see the Sheffield stance when you used to play home run derby in the backyard. Yeah. Hell yeah. Sheffield was my guy. Came to the Yankees. Him and A-Rod came to the Yankees. I was like, yeah, let's go. They should have won a chip together. Sheffield was nice. Okay. Back to the phones we go. Rich Sanity. Rich, how you feeling? Rich Sanity on the Discord. Going once? Okay, Rich Sanity is out of there. Yeah, like, you know, it wasn't Ewing. That's hard. Like, who came on who was on a high and then, like, hit a bad patch? It's hard because... Yeah, like, it's very hard because the Yankees won so much in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? That, like, even if you had a bad year, like... It was like, all right, it's a bad year, but like, all right, let's get them next year. Like, it wasn't that bad. But like with the Knicks, we've had so much trauma and so much losing that like we don't have no patience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you come here and you're gonna get paid as the guy and you flop, like you could get ran out of town.
Darryl Strawberry, is that the career arc? I don't know about that, but
no. I don't see it.
I saw Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez was like at the peak and then tail end his way out of here.
Knobloch was, you don't look at Knobloch as a Yankee. He was a Minnesota Twin. He came to the Yankees and then he just like had the craziest mental block. The man couldn't field anything.
Yeah.
And so that was a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because he just had the yips. He was just crazy. But he wasn't like he wasn't ingrained as a Yankee. You know what I mean? He was just a second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't with the Yankees in his prime. Like he wasn't really, you know, he was okay, but he wasn't. I didn't look at him like a Yankee. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Cruz is Ronaldo Balkman.
What are we doing?
Oh my God. I don't know why I found that so funny, man. Oh man. Yeah, I don't really know if there's really a direct comparison, you know. where it's like you come here, you're held to like the highest standard, and you go from a low to a high, back to a low, and then back to the high. I'm not sure.
Above the rim is saying Tiki Barber. You would know better than me.
No. Tiki never won here. He never won here. And then once he threw Eli under the bus, I was done with him. Yeah, I didn't like that. Once he threw Eli and Coughlin under the bus after the loss to Carolina, I didn't like that in the playoffs. I mean, then after he got rid of his ass, we won. So I was good with that. Yeah, but it's not really a direct correlation. But nevertheless, good for Julius, man. Good for Julius. Kevin Chatter in the chat says, what's the question? The question is there another New York sports player who had a similar career arc to Julius Randle where, he kind of started off on a low, losing, then made an all-star team. Then the next year he was atrocious, then just back to an all-star. No, not Plaxico, no.
Jerome James.
Clearly Landry feels. It's different.
All right, now we're all just throwing names out there.
Yeah, we're just throwing names out there, man. We got 1,900 people in chat, man. Let's get those likes
Eddie
up.
Curry?
Oh, Lord. Eddie Curry. Lord, no. Back to the phones, man. Benji, what's going on? How you feeling?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thank God we won. If we had lost tonight, would have been worse than the Dallas loss.
Yeah.
I literally covered my eyes when Hero took that shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, that arrogant SOB takes a sidestep three. That's what he does. But iHeart, heroic again. Great win. Key for us to get that tiebreaker with Miami. On the negative side, man, we got to work on some drills with, like, the inbound passes, man. This is getting comical in a really, really bad, dark way, man. Like, this would have been disgusting if we had lost this game. Do you all agree this would have been worse than the Dallas loss? I feel like if that shot goes in, that's our season's over, our morale is broken, and there would just be no way to explain. And we would be seeing highlights of Julius falling over his feet on that pass inbounds, like, for all of tomorrow, man. It would have been disgusting. But congrats to Julius on the second All-Star. And just my last point is, I got to get it in. I was writing Alex during the game. Good minutes by Evan, man. Defense and passing. Forget the shooting. We know he's rusty. He doesn't have legs, but he's contributing out there, man. He made some good passes, man. He found iHeart for a 3-point play. He found Grimes in the corner for a 3. He got a steal, jumped in the passing lane. So we'll see what happens. But Deuce was also key tonight as well because he probably got like a week's worth of points in one game. So anyway, huge game on Saturday, and love the show. And thank God we won this game, man, for all of our mental sanity.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the call. Benji, a.k.a. the leader of the Evan Fournier tribe of one.
How much does Evan Fournier pay Benji to bring up his name every
Rep
show?
me, bro. Represent me. He was rapid fire today. He was, man. He was. It
wasn't as JD said, Benji from all 5 boroughs.
Oh, man. Let's go to the Bay Area. Jackson from the Bay Area. How you feeling, man?
Hey, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, dope. I'm feeling good, man. That was a good win, and I really resonate with what y'all are saying about the, crazy Knicks fans talking after this game. I've always been one of those fans, but, I think this is really one to appreciate. We did it without our main closer, Brunson, and, Bam had 30 points. We didn't have Mitch, and we still won the game. That's big. The big point I wanted to make was about R.J. Barrett. I feel like Knicks fans are a bit polarized on R.J. right now. It's either Star J, y'all been doubting him this whole time, and now he finally blew up, or, man, R.J. took 23 shots. We can't really respect this game. I'm in the Bay Area, and I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but, this makes me think back to this moment a few seasons ago where Steve Kerr said to Steph Curry after he shot 2 for 14. I'm not comparing RJ to Steph because I'm not that much of a delusional Knicks fan. But he said to him, Steph, my favorite thing about you is you could start the game missing a lot of shots, but you don't lose your confidence. You keep your swagger, and you still stay in the game. And, RJ's had some tough shooting performances lately. He's been real inconsistent. It was looking like another one at the beginning of this game. But, man, did he turn up, and he's really the reason why we won this game. And, I'm more of an avid Rambo protector than I am an avid RJ protector, but got to give this man his flowers. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to kind of mediate the 0 to 100 talk on whether RJ had a great game or whether he just took 23 shots. We got to respect this. And, 6 versus 7, this is arguably the biggest win of the season so far. And, let's get another one on Saturday. Let's get it.
All right. Appreciate the call, man. Jackson from the Bay. Salute, salute, salute. Let's, speaking of RJ, RJ did skip out on the media interview after the tough loss against the Lakers on Tuesday night. Here's RJ after his game tonight.
You joked about talking to the media tonight. You usually are so excessive on everything. Was it a frustration thing the other night?
I'm human. I get frustrated just like everybody else in here sometimes. And, my mama told me that if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So, yeah.
Did you take that frustration, channel it at all, or how did you decompress after that?
I mean, this is the NBA, man. I have my family. They're always there with me. This team, we always support each other through ups and downs. So, I have those guys for sure. And but it's the NBA. It's one game, just like this is one game. Get the day tomorrow, then we got 2 big ones coming up. So,
all right, that was RJ. Good answer. He said, "I'm human, man."
Good answer.
Yeah, it's human. Can't knock him for it.
He's a competitor, man. He
Yeah.
wants to be out there in the final minutes. I get it.
Right. Yeah. Look, today wasn't one of those days. Today was a day where you were down, your star needed RJ to come through. He didn't have to look over his shoulder. There's nobody on the bench coming for his minutes. He did what he had to do. I'll see what happens on Saturday. See what happens on Saturday. What good answer. Knicks win 106-104. Take a couple more calls and then wrap up. Let's go to Shamik, North Carolina. Shamik, how you feeling?
I'm all right, man. How's yourself, man?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm going to try to be as fair-minded as I possibly can.
Yeah, rapid
I
fire.
like Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
I like Tibbs, but, he'll get us to the promised land, but we'll never make it to the mountaintop. We need a different voice in there. As far as RJ, I'm not sold on him. He's too inconsistent, but I'm going to enjoy this win tonight. Congrats to Julius, part of the All-Star team this year again. Yeah, man, I think we just need a different voice. I'm going to give Tibbs his credit because we are winning right now, and he is the cause of that. But we're only going to go so far. I think we just need to hear a different voice. Peace, blessings, and positive vibe. Rapid fire, man.
Same to you, man. Same to you. Great call. And rapid fire. That's how we like it. Jose from Puerto Rico. Let's go. Close out.
Hey, what's up, CP? I want to go after Alex, man. I hear Alex.
Let's go.
I've been on hold for an hour.
Yeah.
And I had some other things to talk about, but then I heard Alex talk this whole show talking about Tibbs. He wants everybody. He wants to play all 30 players, and he wants Tibbs to sing "Kumbaya." Doesn't work like that. You want to earn minutes. You want to play. You work hard in practice. Alex forgets why the Hawks got rid of Cam Reddish.
Yeah, they all do.
Cocking attitude, and he thought he was Mr. Big Shot, and he tried to pull that stuff in New York, and Tibbs wasn't having it. All right, so. All these people talking about Tibbs, I'm sick and tired. Another thing Alex said. Alex goes, Tibbs reached his ceiling. Coaches don't reach their ceiling. Players do. Championships are not won in 1, 2, 3 years, 4 or 5. Talk to Greg Popovich. He didn't bring a championship in the first 2 years that he was coaching. And another thing, CP, I'm going to go at you.
Oh,
you haven't even spoken about the importance about OG from Toronto coming to New York. We get OG. I'll give up 4 picks for OG.
Whoa!
At least if we make it to the playoffs, we'll make it 7 games into maybe the second round. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay,
you guys need to what are we saving these picks for? For what? For who? This is our opportunity to use it. Let's use it. That's my rapid fire. Alex, leave Tibbs alone. All right?
Hold up, man. Hold up.
Take it easy.
All right, Jose. Take care, bro. Rate that call in the chat, man. I'm very curious, people. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts.
90 seconds.
Is it? And Edgar, I'm hanging up on the phones. Is it fire emojis or is it tomatoes? What are you giving Jose from Puerto Rico? He came with the smoke. He came for me and Alex tonight. I listen. I thought his can point was good. 4 picks for OG. I think he's wilding out a little bit. And we've been talking OG for the last couple of weeks. I think it would be a good pickup at the right price. Not 4 picks. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, Al, you can go ahead.
I legit just said not too long ago that Cam, it's not just on Tibbs for the Cam situation, that Cam has to put the work in. Coaches do reach their ceilings. All right. I mean, they would have kept Dwayne Casey. They didn't. They would have kept Mark Jackson. They didn't.
Yeah.
Doug Collins, when he had Michael Jordan, who'd they go to afterwards? Phil Jackson.
Let him know.
So, coaches do have a ceiling. Not everyone's going to be a championship winning coach. Hey, Jason Kidd didn't do it in the Milwaukee Bucks. Who came and did it? Mike Budenholzer.
Want a chip?
The list goes on, my man. The list
Let him know.
goes on.
If this was around the horn, you get 10 points for that.
So I can go all day. But I said all the points. I said it about Cam. Didn't I just come on the show and say I think Tibbs gets a lot of heat?
Yeah.
But there's fair criticism about him.
Yeah.
So look, you can check the last show. Daniel was doing me dirty, saying, "Hey, be like Tibbs," throwing every time I talked about Tibbs on the graphic over here. I don't even know where that came from, but hey, I've been supporting Tibbs. I didn't say fire Tibbs last season. I know Tibbs' flaws. I will express Tibbs' flaws, but I also think there is a cap to what he can do. So
yeah,
that's just me. It's throughout history. We've seen it so many times. Not every coach is going to win a championship.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to move on and go get a new voice.
Nigel Talks on the Instagram says Jose needs to give me what he's smoking. Sitting Squash says Jose's smoking something real good. He will not make the team win in the finals. And the chat is lighting him up with tomatoes right now, man. They are making ketchup out of you, Jose, tonight, man. So, no, I do think coaches with teams reach an expiration date. That's why you make changes. You lose a locker room. Your voice is no longer valued. It happens all the time. Coaches wear out their welcome. They go somewhere else, and it's a fresher start. So I do think coaches do have a
Popovich is the exception.
Yeah.
That is the exception to the rule.
Yeah. That's fair point, man. Shout out First Lady of Sports, $10 Super Chat says, please tell me what is the affinity of OG Anunoby that you are willing to give up 2 to 3 first-round picks and Obi Toppin. I really don't get it. Help me understand. Well, I mean, if it's 2 to 3 picks, you're hoping that they're giving up conditional picks. You're also going in with the assumption that this team is going to be better. This team is going to be picking between 17, 20 after the lottery, where you don't necessarily feel like a pick there, losing a pick there is necessarily going to hurt you. You're trading Obi because right now he's buried behind Julius Randle. They have him, situated as a spot-up three-point shooter. You're really not getting any value out of that pick, and he's becoming an expendable piece at this moment. And in return, you're trying to get a solid two-way player. He's 25 years old. You have him under contract, control. You're getting wing versatility. There's a lot to like. And you have a lot of picks to deal with. You got a lot of picks to play with. Picks that aren't all going to be drafted and given roster spots.
Would you go for Sadiq Bey or OG Anunoby?
OG. You need defense.
Okay.
You need defense.
Okay. What about the cost? So obviously, if it's an even playing field, you're going for OG.
Yeah.
What if the cost, and we just saw what it cost to go get Rui Hachimura, right? 3 second rounders.
Mm-hmm.
What if you say 3 second rounders for Saddiq Bey versus the 2-3 first rounders? We don't even know I don't even know the protections, all right? But the 3 first rounders, whatever that may be. Let me make the playing field all equitable. Let's say 1 unprotected Knicks pick, 2 protected picks for OG Anunoby. Which way are you going?
1 unprotected and 2 protected?
Yeah, for OG, 3 second rounders for Saddiq Bey.
I got OG.
Okay.
You need defense, man. Defense wins.
I'm leaning towards Saddiq Bey just for cost, younger player, bench. I think, JD and I talked about it. I think if you get OG, you're putting RJ on the outskirt, in my opinion.
It's possible. Certainly possible. But you gotta see. You gotta play the games and see how it looks. Certainly possible.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
I like OG just because I know he's a ready-made player. The injury history is there too, though. He hasn't played a full season that many times. That's the other concern. So you're trading that many assets for a guy who doesn't really, not who hasn't really, but in the past has shown that he can miss a good chunk of the season.
That's fair.
That's a little concerning.
That's fair.
For Saddiq, at least I could say, still young. If you give him an opportunity, it could be a solid wing. I think he just needs reps.
Yeah. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Well, great show. Great show, Al. Great show, Jose. Jose, man, he's coming through for everybody. Shout out to Haiku Homie, the member who just joined the franchise channel membership. Shout out to Haiku Homie. Great show. We'll pick up player ratings back on Saturday. Went a little bit long with the callers tonight, so we'll get back to it. But great show, man. Let me salute to. We still got 1,800 people going strong in the chat. Make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. And let me salute to some of the super chats that have come in. Hang tight. Good show, though, man. Jose had that smoke, man. Jose had that
He was ready
smoke,
for us.
Bro. Yeah, he was coming for us tonight. So I like it, man. Come with that energy, man.
Yeah, man.
Come through with the smoke. Jose came through with the smoke tonight. Okay. Shout out to Jay Boogie, $5 super chat says, rate the vegetables. You can't slow them down. They're flying everywhere. Please give them a pass. We're waiting on the Clippers and the Sixers. Double the All-Star. Christian B, $5 super chat says, Jose from Puerto Rico sipping too much on that coquito. Hoodie's vintage is a solid win. Would have been a double digits if we left the bench in with momentum. We dodged a bullet, leaving RJ on hero in the fourth. Nice to see the bench showing grit. Okay. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. $10 super chat says, there are no 45-6 All-Star break teams like there used to be. We have parity, which is good for us. Also, salutes to JB, but we've seen the All-Star selection become better than the game itself, a.k.a. trash. Yeah, the game's been trash, man. Absolute trash. Rocknest Monster says, CP's the captain. Captain cliche tonight. Coaches also put players in position to be successful. Tibbs set the culture. Now it's time to hand it off. Okay. Boxing Fan 189 says that facial expression got TP not trying to slander Tibbs. David Fonseca says, if KD ultimately doesn't play, you think Jalen gets the nod? What are the chances? Yeah, we got to look into that. Certainly possible. David Greta says, do they not see how well the offense flows when the ball moves when they watch film? What is Tibbs watching on film? Chuck D says, Eric Spoelstra drew that play to destroy our season. It would have collided with the tank if it went in. That's a death blow. Probably was assigned by Riles from far away. Emil Beaumont Australian super chat. Says, I've never seen a more cardiac Knicks affair than tonight's fourth quarter. Nonetheless, we take those. Yeah, man. Cool Vitz, man, $10 super chat says, if Hero hits that shot, Tibbs is gone. These Knicks wins never feel good as they should be. Imagine what the record would be if Tibbs had a morsel of coaching creativity in games. Respect Shaq. Salute, salute, salute. Okay. Once again, people, great show, man. Great show. Salute to, lost my main screen. Salute to everybody out there on Instagram that rocked with us tonight. Definitely appreciate you guys for joining in. Just a little test run, see what was smoking over there. Remember that these shows are available in audio podcast format as well, man. So never have a reason to miss it. Go ahead and catch it on all the major podcast platforms. Support our sponsors, manscaped.com, promo code KFTV, 20% off plus free shipping. PrizePicks.com, promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Al, great show, man. We'll see you guys on Saturday. Knicks and Clippers post-game live. Keep it locked. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. See you guys on Saturday. Peace.